Hi, everybody. I'm Wendy De Rosa. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being on my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe so that you know when I'm releasing new videos and podcast episodes. Today, we are going to talk about the back body. And specifically, the name of this episode is The Back Body, the Missing Key to Feeling Grounded and Clear. So, I have been teaching on the back body for over 20 years in regards to energy healing and intuition. It is a vital aspect of our energetic system that we don't often think about or maybe even know about. In fact, when we think about the chakras or energy in the body, we often think about the front side of our energetic system. And the front side of our body is where we engage socially in the world. From the minute we wake up to the minute we are having to be on in any way, whether that's in your own household or whether that's in your job or having to even show up on, remotely on like a video conference call, or if you're working with people, our energy automatically moves to the front body. Our nervous system activates our social networks, our vagus nerve. We have a lot of neurological responses through the front of our body. We do through the back body as well. But by default, when we wake up in the morning, our energy moves forward and we can become very forward facing energetically, meaning a lot of our life force is in the front of our body. The back body has to do with being introverted. It has to do with restoration, meditation, rejuvenating, nourishing yourself, and connecting. I'm going to use the word mystically. And what I mean by that is actually more that we go in to our own channel of genius. And some people need to do that if they're artists, like musicians who have to go in to write a song or work on music, may go into their zone, or an artist who might be painting and they need, they get into their zone, and it's an incredible creative space. Or sometimes it is public speakers or leaders who might be, having to show up and present, but they need to organize their thoughts and their words and their messaging. That very much requires us to go into the back body of our energy system. Another way of thinking about that is we have to actually relax the executive system's functioning aspect of our brain to be able to activate sort of an expanded awareness in the backside of our energy system. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an energetic anatomy overview, and it's a brief one, which means it's not absolutely thorough, but it is kind of giving you a sense of this front and back side. So we do have this powerful central channel in our body. It's in front of the spine, and it has different names based on different systems. So Sushumna Nadi in Ayurvedic system, it's often called the central channel. Chiropractors will use it in terms of adjustments and fueling life force to the body when we do get adjusted. It's the pathway that life force flows through us, and it fuels our cells, our bones, our muscles, our tissues, and our power centers. We have these power centers that run along the spine and above, and those are known as our chakras. And every time I teach chakras or the back body, people will say, I've only ever heard the front body talked about. I've never heard the back body of the energy system talked about. And it isn't as common, but it's incredibly vital to our ability to stay centered and balanced internally. So if I were living all in my front body, that means that all of my energy concentrated is in the front half of my body, which means I might be leaning forward to understand what you're trying to tell me. I might be getting a little bit close in your personal space so I could get it and really feel what's going on. Those might be moments of indicating that I'm really far forward in my body. But when we engage in the front of our body only, what's happening is our potential to disconnect from ourself, our soul in our back body starts to become very prevalent. We start to move forward inside ourselves. And then at that point, what ends up happening is there's a high chance for transference between ourselves and other people or energy in the world. Ultimately, we lose connection with ourselves, and we start to use this excessive sensory system in the front of ourselves to be able to read the energy or relate to somebody, but we might end up being too open and too receptive to where we're starting to experience a lot of intake. Maybe that's intake from, the collective. Maybe it's intake from somebody personally, a relationship. We just end up not having the filters in front of us because so much of our life force is now open in the front of our body to be able to give and receive, essentially exchange information between ourselves and the world out there. So the back body is ultimately nourished in this vertical way. And I say vertical, meaning when we close our eyes and lean back into what I like to refer to as a waterfall of light, it's really the flow of life force. And when we lean back and allow that light to engage through our back body, we start to open up a little bit more of intuitive faculties, or we start to open up more creativity or more sense of introspection and higher wisdom. So artists or speakers or creatives will sometimes go into that zone, and it's not a horizontal experience unless it is collaborative. But if it's going inside, it's very introverted, and it's very much a mystical experience, meaning I'm going in to be able to engage with my higher self or my inner self, to be able to access deeper awareness. That is the back body experience. So when we lean back into that back body, what we're ultimately doing is all of that horizontal energy that's reaching for connection and to be able to engage in the world is now starting to come back in. And I'm realizing in this moment, wow, I get to come back into myself and center myself between my front and back body. Whereas the entire front part of my energy system was looking for that level of sourcing, was looking for connection, was looking to be met and seen and understood and connected with. But what the back body gives us is the opportunity to be sourced and to be receiving and to be connected with from a vertical pathway. And that means that it is me between my higher self or the divine or God or grace or wisdom. We call that sometimes the prayer channel too. It's like as I go in and close my eyes and lean back, I'm getting and I'm receiving from a higher plane. And that is nourishing my body in a way where I can show up being connected to myself. I'm not losing myself by being highly concentrated in my upper body. Rather, I am now whole by engaging my back body, and I'm showing up from my front body by being intact in my back body. Okay, here's another cool aspect to think about. When we are giving and receiving through our front body only, like I give to you, and if you don't give back to me, I'm going to feel something about that. I'm going to feel maybe neglected or dismissed, or maybe I feel resentful. I start to feel like, God, I just gave to you and I just poured and then nothing came back to me and I am now pissed, right? Whatever. I'm upset. And so that is a way of saying I am giving, and in some ways it's conditional. Maybe my intention isn't that it's conditional, but it's my only way to give and receive is through this conditional aspect. If I give to you, the universe has to give back to me some way horizontally. That means through people or through some experience in the world. But if I were sourcing myself through my back body and allowing light to flow through me, and I closed my eyes and I'm allowing the divine light to flow through me, and it's giving me love ultimately through the back body, then it's coming through the back of my heart. And then I feel something about that. I feel met, I feel seen, I feel nourished, I feel sourced. And when I am feeling replenished, I'm just doing first person example here. If I'm feeling replenished and wisdom is flowing and intuition and guidance is flowing for me, and I'm offering it from that place, then I have plenty to give. Then I don't need it back in this way in which I don't need it back because I have an unmet need. I don't need it back if we need human connection. Do we need people? Yes. But it's not that I need it back in the same way because I'm being met by a higher place. I'm being met by my soul, by my higher self and my sourcing. And that meets my heart in a way where I can again give without feeling like there's conditions attached to it. This is unconditional love. When we are receiving and we have plenty to give, and I don't need it back because I'm receiving it from this higher place. And if I receive it back, that's wonderful. But it's not, again, from an unmet place. Versus conditional love, where if I don't get it back, I'm going to feel some level of resentment or some feeling about that. The back body is that crucial. It's that way of saying, if I were to stand in front of an audience, because I have to teach this class, if I'm a school teacher, or if I'm a speaker, or if I'm delivering something, or if I need to show up in front of children, your own children, or if you need to show up somewhere in your life and you feel like I got to give my all, then it is vital to plug in to your back body and receive that light so that you are staying sustained and nourished and supported energetically through the back of your power centers so that you can show up in your full self. And I promise you, try it and it will be a game changer in how you show up in your tasks and everything that you do if you engage this sense of back body throughout your life, throughout your day. So try it, practice it. I hope it supports you. See what happens when you do it. You can report back and let me know in the comments below. Thanks, everyone. I look forward to seeing you soon. If you want to learn more tools, more deeper journey, you can join me for my energy healing and intuition training and also my sanctuary membership. That's where I facilitate guided healing every month. I hope to see you in one of those places, and I will see you soon.